Hey everyone, thanks for joining us at Backpacking with Buckley, and welcome to my hometown.
Eight years old, running with a dime in my hand. Bus stop to pick up paper for my old man. Sit on his lap.
So quick, little more detailed intro on where I am at. I'm in my hometown of Redwood Falls, Minnesota, the scenic city. This is Ramsey Park. I spent a lot of my childhood in these woods. It is a wonderful city park, and since I have grown into adulthood, they have paved miles upon miles of trails here. I'm staying in just a city campground tonight. You'll see that. My dad might join me. And then tomorrow I'm going to be joined by a special guest, a childhood friend of mine who hasn't been out camping in a long time. So I am blessed to be able to camp with him tomorrow night and catch up on old times. So anyway, this is Ramsey Park, and I am just going to hit every paved trail in this park today, and I've been taking some offshoots. They have dirt trails all over too, reliving my childhood. So you will see a lot of the sights and sounds of Ramsey Park. There's even a tiny little zoo here, if that's what you want to call it, but a few animals that I'll show you. And I'm just gonna have a good couple of days out in nature.
Time's gone inside out. Time gets distorted when there's intense gravity. I don't got time for holy rollers.
Wearing the boonie hat so I don't get a red neck.
Though they
This,
may
folks,
wash
is
my
the Zeb
feet.
Gray shelter. And I'm going to show you the view
And I will
via
be
drone.
a soldier.
There's intense gravity in you.
There's intense gravity in you.
I'm just your satellite.
I'm just your satellite.
Ooh, I know that time's gone inside out.
And now it's only like we told you. Though they may wash my feet.
I want to show you what playground equipment was like back in my day. This was here when I was a child in the early 80s. Probably predates that. It's a turtle to climb on, all 1.5 feet of it. So this is the power plant, another nostalgic memory. My grandpa and I used to fish right down where these guys are. My grandpa Bud. Not prime fishing, it's mostly bullheads and stuff like that, but it's a fun place to be.
There's only you and me.
I could see, I could
So what I just showed you was the heart of Redwood Falls, Minnesota, Ramsey Falls. I've been coming here since I was a kid, and the big part of the reason I love nature is this very park. Ramsey Park, as far as I know, is the biggest city park in Minnesota. And I am coming down to this little bridge. It's worth noting that all of the trails here are pretty much paved these days. They weren't when I was a kid, but the vast majority of them being handicap accessible. I'm coming down to this bridge that when I was a kid we used to jump off of into dangerously shallow water. And I'll show you that. So there are two bodies of water that run through here, one being Ramsay Creek and the other being the Redwood River. This is Ramsay Creek. There's the bridge. That's what we used to jump to. So yeah, fond memories of this park for sure. Here's another view of the bridge that we used to jump off of. And the creek is pretty low right now, so it really makes us look like a bunch of numbskulls. It's maybe 2 feet deep. But I have to admit that it was maybe 4 feet deep when we jumped off it back in the day. And it's only maybe 15 feet to the water. So not real wise, but a lot of fun as a boyhood memory. And here's Ramsey Park Zoo. There's a jerk peacock. It's just a few animals: elk, bison, what appears to be an albino deer, whitetail. Another historical feature of this park is the CCC work. This is called the Swayback Bridge. (1938) this was constructed. This does flood out once in a while and has stood the test of time. It's a beautiful spot. It's a picnic shelter. Massive fire pit. Really cool old beams. Be an epic place to stealth camp, especially in the winter. And this massive fireplace highlight the building. So a lot of family reunions, weddings, naturally. You can rent this out really inexpensively. Go CCC.
When
So Jim and I are on a little hike this evening, and he's been dying to get more FaceTime on my videos. Walking down along the Redwood River. He cooked up some hobo dinners, which were delightful. Bacon and venison. Yep. Bacon and venison. And we're just admiring this lighting. So good morning from Redwood Falls and the Redwood River. Today my friend Joe will be joining me. We're going to go out on a hike and relive some old times, have a good time together. It is also his birthday, so be sure to wish him a belated birthday down below in the comments. And he is also a YouTuber, a very inspirational one, might I add. I'll fill you in on the details about that later, but before I get too windy, let's get this day started. So it is lunchtime, and I brought some Peak Refuel chicken pesto pasta, but more importantly, I brought the birthday boy, Joe, who's going to be dining on this for lunch. Say hi, Joe. Hi, Joe. And like I said earlier, this is not Joe Mama. It's an actual Joe. So he and I are going to have some lunch, and then we are going to hit some trails, man. So we'll let you know a little bit more about Joe in a bit.
I'm Joe, and I'm going to try the chicken pesto pasta.
Chicken pesto with the soothing sounds of lawnmower in the background. Hopefully you can hear us okay. But Joe's going to be the guinea pig for this dish. Let's take a look at it there, Joe. Looks good, huh? Honest opinion, man.
Right now?
We're all waiting. We're all excited. I'll let you chew while I show some scenery off, and then I'll come back. Scenery, and coming back to Joe.
I've had worse.
I've had worse. Out of 5.
For weight-wise, I'd give it a 4.
4 out of 5. So you'd try it again, in other words?
Yeah.
4 out of 5.
It's not bad, but
Joe has a very sophisticated palate, so I trust his judgment on this. 4 out of 5 for the chicken pesto pasta. Come on, Joe. The trek has begun. Crossing the Swayback Bridge, and we're on a mission to get back up to the falls. And we're even going to take this little cart on a little off-road adventure, hopefully, up here. Car! So we'll check in with you in a bit.
I came home like a stone, and I fell heavy into your arms. These days of dark, which we have known, will blow away with this new sun. And I'll kneel down, wait for now. And I'll kneel down, oh my.
So the heavy breathing is on account of this hill. Joe's not breathing heavy at all. But on the way up, We were bullshitting, and Joe went off track a little bit, and we had a magnificent little experience down there with him almost tumbling down the hill with me riding on the back of his scooter. We were just chatting how it's an adventure we'll never forget, but had to be there. It's playtime. Joe insisted that we stop to play for a while.
Yeah.
You aren't producing a damn thing, man. At least get some work done.
I'm usually paid.
I know the speed doesn't do it justice, and I also know that a camera does not do elevation justice, but I will assure you that Joe's one stubborn SOB, and we'll just call him the slowest Evel Knievel on earth, because there's no way on God's earth I'd be going down this right now. I'm gonna pause so I can spot him, but if we don't survive, we'll let you know. It's wiener time. Cheers. So folks, we're winding down the evening by the fire here. Didn't do a hell of a lot of filming tonight because, as is tradition with old friends, there was a lot of catching up to do. But I'm just going to make it easy and say goodnight for tonight, and we will say our sappy goodbyes in the morning. What do you do when the red light's on? What is it? What's the name of that song? You don't have to turn on the red light. Do you know what song I'm talking about? By Sting?
No.
You don't have to turn on the red light. Roxanne! There's Roxanne. Good night, everybody. So looky here. Joe's awake and alive. Reporting that he slept well. Correct, Joe? Sleep okay?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
He looks spry, ready to rock.
Getting there. Not so much ready.
I built a unsuccessful fire that is billowing directly into Joe's tent. So that's a good wake-up call for him. We're gonna chill out by the fire this morning, and Joe's got a ride coming around noon, and then we gotta get back to normal life for a while before next time. So Joe and I have one thing in common. We both use CBD for different purposes. And I thought this was a really cool visual effect. So like all good things, they must come to an end. Joe's waiting for a ride. I'm chilling out with him till the last moment. His castle is torn down, and my hammock is next to be torn down, but I had a great time with Joe. Really appreciate him coming by. I don't know if he has any parting words for us, but before I let him speak, please check out his channel at Motivate Me by Joe Sindelir, and you'll see him again on my show, I'm sure. I don't know why I call it a show. It's actually just a YouTube channel, but you'll see him again. So what do you think, Joe? Did you have a good time?
I had an awesome time. I'm ready to go do some more exercises. So let's do this.
Thanks again, Joe. It was a lot of fun catching up with you, and I know we will be hanging out again. So thanks as always for joining us at Backpacking with Buckley, and we'll see you on the next adventure, everybody.
And I will wait for you. And I will wait for you.